you want to have less maintenance, to be honest. Nobody wants to pay this kind of money.
In 2018, the space still matters so much.
I think it does, because I think it has always mattered.
It has always mattered.
They dug up an axe so big that no human being could have reasonably wield it with finesse, you know. So they were wondering, why do somebody make such a big axe? Well, the only reasonable expectation, this is from prehistoric time, is that my axe is bigger than your axe.
Wow. And thus the premium segment was born.
Autophiles in Lexus
RX L.
So a bit of history. RX last time was the Harrier,
Harrier.
Toyota Harrier. I think one model before this they started separating the Harrier line from the RX line. So it's the second largest SUV you can buy in the Lexus range lah. This is the L, so you get
another row of seats at the back. I think inside there's some updates for 2018 and the extra wheelbase that comes with it, and the roofline is a little bit different now.
It's a bit longer. I think one of the first things we have to establish is the lack of competition. I mean, as a car, as a big SUV, there's actually a lot of competition available. The problem, however, is that if you want to nitpick and you say 3-row seats, large SUV, actually competition very little.
It was what, XC90?
XC90, the Volvo XC90 I think is a primary competitor.
Yeah.
And the second one would be the Audi Q7. Yeah, of course we have another peripheral competitor, which is the Range Rover Sport, but that one pricing wise is way too high.
Yeah, it's almost double.
Yeah, and then you have the GLS, which is pricing again issue is too high. So we're looking at those 800 plus thousand. Not really a competitor lah.
So first impressions?
The Lexus and its Predator mount. It's just so complicated. Nowadays, I don't really like Lexus's look because I think they are trying too hard to look out of this world just because to lose their old man car image, you know, the conservative image. So they go all the way out. It is so complicated, too many lines. Too much things going on.
That was initially, you know, when it first came out. And then, after the NX, I thought, okay, you know, the proportions are getting better. When this one, the RX came out, not the L.
Okay.
I kind of see it lah. I see what the designers are trying to go for. And then when the LC came out, I was like, that's the
What's
one.
the LC?
LC is the one we're getting tomorrow.
LC is the S-Class competitor.
No.
Oh! See, that's the thing. That's the thing. You see, for very flashy cars, for coupes,
It works.
It works because you are trying to make a statement. That's not performance.
So this has a 3.5 litre V6, no turbos,
No turbo.
8-speed automatic with all-wheel drive.
In its setup, in its drivetrain setup, it's actually very conservative.
We've seen 2 litres with more torque.
We've seen 2 litres with 400. It's no frills lah. It's a no frill engine. I think this thing will last forever. And if reliability is a very important thing, and you know, performance is not so important for you, I think you can look at this because I have a feeling the robustness is there. I can't tell because we don't know yet, but
It's like an overbuilt engine.
it is.
The comfort in this car is pretty damn good lah. You go over rough terrain and all that,
It handles it quite well.
For non-airmatic suspension. Feels like I'm riding on a marshmallow.
I think they did everything the best they could with a very simple, very organic setup.
No fancy electronics compensating for the weight and all that.
Correct.
Because this is a very heavy
Very
car.
heavy.
This is 2
two
tons.
tons, yeah. But I have to add something here. For example, if you were to rev your V6 until 2 to 3,000 RPM, there's a bit of a vibration that in a BMW I would not have complained because I felt that, hey, you know, you want to feel the feedback, right? But in this car, if you're trying to go down the comfort road, that feeling should not be there. Even though when I first stepped in, I started the engine, it was very refined, but that refinement drops a bit as you step on it. Well, don't expect a very fast car here. BMW and Audi started this in the 90s where they push
Performance as luxury.
Correct. They are oxymoronic, isn't it? High performance vehicles are very uncomfortable. Yet they managed to meld these two together and sell it like as if it's something you should expect. And I think Lexus not going down the same route. Actually, I like that idea.
Design.
I think I've already said it just now. I don't like this design language.
Yeah.
It's schizophrenic. It's overly cluttered. It's very angry. I can understand somebody would like it. I know why. I understand why. I don't share that sentiment. And similarly, this is also a very forgettable Lexus to me.
Look. But I mean, it's not an ugly car.
If Lexus look is okay for you, then it's okay lah. I think
Interior,
I like.
You like, everything in here is so damn plush, man.
Yeah, it's so soft, so leathery.
Like,
so,
I didn't know my leg could touch this area, and I can touch it, and it's soft touch.
So, yeah, you know, a lot of European cars now, Mercedes, Benz, and BM, they're quite intrusive in their leg. Whereas this one, yes, it hits my leg, but you know, I'm not complaining. Is it?
And, you know, you open up the glove box, and there's some soft touch materials.
Oh yeah, and even the roof material.
Yeah,
is
the
very
roof liner, even though it's not black, you know, they always say blackout, and it's like premium, but this one is like, you just touch it and it's like,
it's
wow.
quite nice. There's a lot of Lexus design language inside here with a very hard angles, multi-layered dashboard. It's very Lexus lah.
Yeah.
Very modern, very pointed. There is just a few plastic here and there that feels a bit Toyota-ish lah.
Yeah.
Especially the one on the gear lever. But I like the gear lever because it's a real feel, you know. It's a real tactile feel.
The volume knobs, right?
Oh, it feels like one of those very expensive, very high-end
hi-fi system.
Hi-fi system.
Yeah. There's a resistance to it. It's really nice. I think there's the right amount of flair.
There's a right amount of flair.
The right amount of constraint.
Yes. Good.
If the exterior could follow this philosophy a bit more.
The display, it's very big here. And being this big is a good thing because you can see a lot. But I realize it feels very chunky after a while you look at it. Mercedes did a better job in trying to integrate this as part of the dashboard.
This Lexus, this selection thing, let's listen to it.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, it sounds like, you know, you're going through a PlayStation menu. And you select, it's like,
oh,
yes, that sound. It's Toyota own Sony.
No,
No.
So value, it's $500,000 ringgit. How much is the XC90?
It's about 400,000.
I can see that a chunk of money will go to XC90.
Yeah.
And the only reason you may want to rethink about your choice if you were to pick the XC90 is longevity.
Since we're talking about value, it's super relevant.
Yeah.
Because you're paying about 475 here, so roughly about 75,000 more than an XC90.
Correct.
But I sincerely think, even with the road tax price aside, because the XC90 is a 2-litre road tax, this is a 3.5-litre road tax, it's a big difference. So even with that difference, even with the extra amount you're going to spend over 10 years, 20 years, you can keep this car for 10 years, 20 years, and you will have no problems.
I think this car will outlive most people.
Yeah.
The only difference being that I'm pretty sure that there will be regulation against purely a combustion engine very soon. So I think this car will die because of regulation instead of
and the problem is it's not special enough to keep for 20 years.
It is not. It's just a very average big car that is premium. So
yeah, I like the XC90 more than this.
A lot more.
A lot more than this. There's something to love in the XC90.
Oh yeah, it's so special, isn't it?
But this car is something to keep for a long time. And I think if you're a company director with a big family, maybe you have a maid, you have father, mother, and you need something with 7 seats, but you also need something you can commute to work.
Yeah.
You know, then maybe this might make some sense.
So XC90 will get a chunk, which reflects on the road sales.
Yeah, Q7 versus this. You're going to pay a lot more for the Q7. It's already 50k more.
Even the 2-litre is more powerful than this. I'm personally thinking that longevity-wise, this wins.
I mean, Lexus owners are some of the most happy in the premium segment.
I presume, yes. Overall score, I give this car a 3 out of 5. It's a very well-built car. I like the direction they're going. It's conservative. It's not trying too hard to be high-tech. But it's, well, I guess because of that, it is not that impressive.
We have to put ourselves in the shoes of someone who want to own it. And that kind of person doesn't care about a score. You know? So there's a lot of factors that go into this.
It's a good car. It's just I cannot, for all honesty, call it wow, great, I desired it. But I like cars that are reliable, and I think manufacturers should pay a lot more attention to reliability, and for that we should commend Lexus. So Autophiles signing out from the Lexus RX L.